I can't breathe! I can't breathe! I can't! It's changing me!
Well, you better call the president. This is a national emergency, and all action taken should be thorough and...
Thank you so much for inviting me to your show.
Hey, not a problem, not a problem. Thank you for speaking to us about Unbelievable.
Thank you, thank you. How are you doing over there? Are you in LA or Hollywood?
I'm in California.
In California?
But I'm 3 hours north of Los Angeles. I'm in Fresno.
Okay. Oh, Fresno. I'm familiar. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are safe and good up there. Are you? Well, you're just like us. We're in Southern California, next to Thousand Oaks, and it's we're locked down.
We're almost in lockdown, but not as bad as the LA area. I do know that.
Yeah.
So, hey, congratulations on Unbelievable here. So,
thank you.
How did this project started? I mean, it started with your husband?
Yes. My husband wrote the script in 1977, actually. And at the time, I was 7 years old. And he took that script and, he went to corporate America and became who he became there. And then he decided to pursue his entertainment career as a writer and director. So, he ended up, doing this script and asking me to be the producer.
So for holding on to a script for like 40, what is this, 40, 50 years? I mean, were there changes to the story? I mean, there has to be updates, right?
Yes, he changed the script. I wish he was on this call too, because you could talk to him too. It'd be wonderful. But yes, he changed the script, but he kind of kept it, packed up with everything, because like a lot of people who are interested in entertainment, they change their mind, whether it's a family member telling them to change or it's life. You have responsibilities that you have to take care of, and you choose the corporate world instead. So it was basically tucked away. And then when he realized he really wanted to pursue his dream of being a screenplay writer and director, he did. He's also a novelist. He wrote Archangels of Dreamland and Archangels the Grigori. And so that's the name of our company, Archangel Films LA. So that's our next film. But this was something to, what he would say, get his feet wet in the industry. And it just ended up becoming really big. It was not a Star Trek parody at first. We actually hired, one of the first people we hired was Michael Dorn. And, he played Worf from TNG, The Next Generation. And when he first got the scripts, he thought, he gets a lot of serious, dramatic scripts. So he thought it was a drama. And he said, "Are you serious? Is this real?" We're like, "Yes." We're like, "It's a comedy, Michael." He's like, "Oh, I get it. And so then he came on, and then Michael Dorn then introduced us to Marina Sirtis. And then it just kind of, it spiraled into what it is today. And, even at that point, though, those were only the first two actors we had, contacted. But then, when we called agents and managers, they were basically, stating, "Well, who the hell are you and why are you calling us?" So we said, okay, we'll just find the solution. We went to conventions, we met actors, Star Trek actors, and we said, "Here's our script. Would you like to do it?" And they said, they read it and said yes. And so it became what it became by a weird form of osmosis. It just became, we had no idea that we would end up with over 40 Star Trek stars and the last living composer of original Star Trek. It just happened that way, really.
I didn't realize Star Trek actors are so accessible. I mean, they all sound pretty friendly and very open to this.
Yes, they are very friendly, and they're not, I wouldn't say that they're accessible. You have to put in the hard work. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get much done. You really have to put in the work. I mean, we, going to conventions and meeting them and saying hello, and, you have to actually get to know them too. It's not like super, super easy, but towards the end of the film, there were quite a few Star Trek actors who asked to come and get into the film.
So as a producer, how long did it actually took you to go on this trek of 40 Star Trek people to bring on to this project?
18 million years. That's what it feels like. It was 8 years. It was 8 years. It's been a whole 8 years, and a lot of hard work, a lot of really wonderful, fun times. You know, a lot of fun times, but also a lot of hard work and delays that come with everything that an independent filmmaker has to go through. You know, you really have to go through it. It's almost a rite of passage, you know. So we, you know, it's been a journey, but I'm really happy we're at this point now where we can actually show the film and, you know, bring a few actors or bringing a few actors along to participate in our showing, and then it goes to TVOD and AVOD and streaming and all that. So
through this journey, I certainly hope you were a Trekkie. I mean, this is a pretty arduous process to just to recruit Star Trek actors here.
yes, I think, you know, there's different forms of Trekkies. I like Star Trek because I was born in 1970, and that was a show that one of my family members watched, and it was always entertaining. And I really liked it. And so I continue to like it. I don't dress up, but I definitely, you know, I enjoy Star Trek. TOS is my favorite, my very favorite. And actually the Gorn and the Tribbles are my favorite episodes. So the arena.
I haven't seen the parody itself, but it does actually kind of is a parody of Star Trek. Am I correct? In
Yes,
its own way.
Yes, it's a parody of Star Trek. We were, you know, we're fans, so we did it with a gentle heart, you know, but also some things are a little bit crazy, or maybe a lot crazy, but we have quite a few, dozens of Star Trek Easter eggs in it that you would have to know Star Trek to get it. I mean, you'd have to know. For instance, I'll give you one just because it's super obvious if you watch the film. You know how regular Star Trek is Enterprise, the Enterprise, right?
That's right.
Well, ours is the Exit Prize.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and you're familiar with the Gorn, right? The lizard.
Yeah, the lizard.
Our guy who we parody the Gorn, his name is Don Cornelius Jr.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's not the Gorn, and the Tribbles that would be a Tribbles in regular Star Trek are called Cribbles because Snoop Dogg is there, and you know, I'll just save that to later when you see the scene. But he and the Cribbles have an interaction.
Wow, it does sound like there's a lot of Easter eggs. With 40 different actors, how do you know who's going to play which role, or did you just basically make it up on the whim?
Well, Steve, my husband, Stephen L. Fawcette, he chose a lot of the actors for specific roles. He's a major TOS fan too, but he has more of a understanding of all the other episodes as well, or generations as well. So we chose who we wanted where, and we just fit them in. But also, there were few people, I said, they came on extra, that they wanted to have a role too. So we wrote roles in for them. You know, even Michael Madsen, we were filming Armin Shimmerman, John Billingsley, Jeffrey Combs, Dina Meyer, Olivia Dabo, and Julie Warner one day at our estate in Malibu. And Michael Madsen lived next door. And I knew that, and we were making a lot of noise. But we weren't trying to make noise, but they're acting. And I see him, this dark figure looming over. I'm like, oh God, Kill Bill situation. He's gonna come over and get us. And he didn't, and thank God for that, right? The next day, I got a call from the homeowner we were renting from to shoot that day that he's a Star Trek fan. Madsen is a Star Trek fan, and that he really wanted to get in this film. So we wrote him in, my husband wrote him in a role of President Bendover. So he's in there too. And Snoop Dogg is the major Star Trek fan too. He's a real stone cold Trekkie.
How did you manage to score him?
With a lot of hard work and a lot of gratitude, you know, and a lot of humility, because, you know, all of my stars to me are stars. They really, all of them are just really beautiful people. And, you know, as first time feature filmmakers, for them to work with us, that was just amazing in and of itself. But Snoop Dogg, he was just perfect. He's into marijuana, and we have an alien plant movie. And so he was just perfect. Um, I called. I was first talking to someone on the East Coast who didn't help me. And they were trying, I think, but it was not successful. So I said, you know, I am a producer. I can call myself. And I looked on the internet, I called the number, and I ended up talking to him and his manager, and he came on. And, you know, it was really humbling, because this is someone that, you know, I grew up in the hood. I mean, I was born in Santa Monica, but I grew up in the hood as well. And, you know, this was my culture of music. And for someone such as himself to come on and to play our lead role was just so wonderful. And he was such a wonderful guy on set, and just a really pleasant, happy personality. So we really enjoyed it. And when we first went into his compound, we thought for a second, he's not decorating for us, because he had Trekkie stuff all over the walls. We're like, no, who are we? He's not gonna do this for us. Then we start walking past his conference rooms, and it's like spaceship, mothership, or what? No, spaceship, and then some other ship. And then we got to his room, and it was the mothership. And we go in, and it's like it's an office conference room that's like, it looks like the inside of the Star Trek Enterprise, with a captain's chair. So that will tell you how much he is a real Trekkie.
I would never imagine Snoop Dogg being such a Star Trek fan.
Yeah, we didn't know either. We just thought the plans, you know, it'll work out. But we were really happy, because, you know, it's nice when everyone's on that same, you know, vibration of, you know, everyone likes Star Trek. So we're all like going down the same journey.
Excellent. Of course, the central figure of this film, it's not just Snoop Dogg, but it's also the puppet. Could you talk about, you know, the puppeteer and what actually goes on to the production of using the puppet throughout the entire film?
Yes, that was a beautiful journey. My husband thought up making the lead character, one of the lead characters, a puppet in the middle of the night. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and we couldn't figure out who we were going to use for this particular role, and William Shatner was busy, and we really wanted William Shatner so bad, but it wasn't going to work out. So he said in the middle of the night, let's make the lead character a puppet. And I'm like, yeah. I went back to sleep. I just thought he was saying it, and I forgot if it was the next day or the day after. We ended up at the Kyoto Brothers, and we were purchasing a puppet for $22,000. To be it's just like you're paying an actor, because he was an actor straight through the film. And all of our puppeteers are actors. All of the puppeteers from the Kyoto Brothers, and the people that they utilize, are all the puppeteers that were on Team America World Police. So we went to the Kyoto Brothers. They had an old puppet body from Team America World Police available. So they kind of peeled off his skin and then put his skin on and teeth in, and they showed us the whole process. They made us a puppet. And then when we went on set, we had 4 puppeteers, and we had a gentleman by the name of Kevin Carlson, who was the voice. So basically, he's the voice. He is off camera in front of a microphone speaking. Then you have one person actually handling the puppet from wherever angle we need him from. And then you have 2 other puppeteers. One handles the eyes and one handles the mouth. So it's a whole team of people, but they were very funny people. You know, if you're familiar with Team America World Police, you can just imagine the fun we had on the set, because they were crazy.
You know what's actually funny?
Huh?
Actually, in my notes, I actually wrote Team America on here, because that's what when I saw the trailer, it kind of reminded me of
Yes.
Of the Team America. So that
Yes.
I didn't have to ask the question. You immediately told me that link. That's perfect.
Thank you. Yes, we're Team America World Police fans too. I think we just kind of put our whole life of things that we love into one film. I mean, Star Trek is definitely the base love, but we have love for other entities as well, and we put it all in one film.
Now, I understand a few years ago that this movie had a special showing, but this is not the movie that's going to be released. Is not the same version, is it?
No,
The one that's going to be released is the finalized version.
this is the final version. This is it. This is finally it. We had a showing at the Man's Chinese Theater on the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and we were very grateful to do that and happy to do that because it's the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. Why would you miss that date? And no one else was doing anything in town really, and so we had that opportunity, and especially given what's happened in the world now, where we're all on lockdown, and theaters. I feel for them because I'm a real theater goer. I really love film more than anything. And, it's sad that, the theater exhibitors are suffering now. And, who knows what's going to happen with theaters now, for now. I'm glad that we had the opportunity to do that in such a historic theater while we had the chance, because, the world has changed now. And, I don't know, that we'll be going to, regular theaters anytime soon.
Well, then let's talk about this film, because this film is going to have a online virtual premiere pretty soon. Could you talk about that? I believe it's coming up in August.
Yes, August 1st, we're going to have a worldwide virtual premiere and virtual convention. If you go to our website on Facebook, official Unbelievable the movie, you can get details, or if you go on Instagram, it's Unbelievable, M as in Mary, V as in Victor, and we'll be updating it with information about where everyone can buy tickets and be able to see the film. Now, it's not just a film premiere. Steve and I will be introducing the film at first for first, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll play the film. And then afterwards, everyone has an opportunity to speak to selected actors that will be there, and they can talk to them about their experience on set and what their roles in the film. And I'm sure whatever projects they're working on, we really support our actors. I mean, we want to share about our film because it's our love, but our actors, I'm sure they are doing other things as well that the people would want to know about. And then Steve and I are actually also doing a virtual green room on the side of it, so people can pop in and talk to us. We'll be sharing scenes that have never been seen before that were cut out of the film. We'll be sharing some of the soundtrack that Gerald Fried composed for us with a 29 live-piece orchestra. We're going to have little prizes. We just trying to do something fun because, again, we're all kind of locked down and we can't dress up and go anywhere. So this is going to be a dress-up occasion. We're encouraging people to dress up fancy because where else are we going to do it, right? Or we might as well do it at home. And they can wear cosplay and they can come in and we're going to give them prizes. So you get to see a movie and you get some prizes, So all the information will be announced on our Facebook page and on Instagram. And we're just so grateful to show it and happy for anyone who wants to see it and have fun with it.
That's great. It almost sounds like you're organizing not just a movie premiere, but a mini convention of sorts.
Yes, it's called a virtual convention, and we just wanted to do something that's fun. It's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world right now. I mean, it's not just it's not just COVID. It's we're dealing with a very necessary social change. It's a tough time emotionally for a lot of people. So you might as well do something fun when you can. So
and just for our viewers, it's a 9-hour event, am I correct?
Yeah, it will be up. Steve, the writer and director of Unbelievable, and myself, the producer, and we're both executive producers, will be in the green room available for 9 hours. The actors will be available at designated times. Some will be up for 30 minutes. Some will be up for an hour. We have a few pop-ins, people who are in the film that are just going to pop in. So I'm excited to announce these people. I really am. So.
Excellent. And as I'm about to wrap things up, could you tell me about the best experience you had on this project? Because this entire thing sounds like a whole lot of fun.
My best experience on this project, gosh, I had a lot of them. Every single production day was just so inspiring because, you know, you work really hard, you know, no one really knows you. Some people know you, but, you know, and you have this perfect production day. It's not perfect in the sense of everything is just so perfect. Things go wrong, but the fact that it all comes together and it's done and you got that person shot, you got all of your takes, you're good. But I'd say probably the most meaningful moment I had on set is when we were filming a scene in Thousand Oaks, and it was at the Thousand Oaks Performing Arts Center, and we had about, gosh, I think we had almost 25, maybe 30 Star Trek stars there that day. It was a scene, an Oscar scene. So when people see the film, we didn't copy the Oscars when the Oscars had their faux pas back years ago. That was already in our film. We had already filmed, like, it's a lot of interesting things have happened that's in our film, and it's just very odd. But we were filming this scene, and we were filming on 2 different levels. So we basically had 2 sets going on one set. And so at the end of everything, we thought we were completely wrapped, but we weren't, because we ended up getting Snoop Dogg. But we shared that we were wrapped, and we all talked, and Steve spoke, and Nichelle Nichols was there with us that day. And for me personally, that was a beautiful moment, because everything she said to me in that moment, you know, was extremely moving to me, because she gave me moral support and love and advice through the entire project. And she just grabbed me by the arms, and she was like, you did it, I'm so proud of you. And, you know, she was just, you know, given, you know, she's basically the queen of Star Trek, you know, and to me, she's just Nichelle, you know, someone that I love very much. And so for me, that was the most moving experience, because she came through the fire with us, with both myself and my husband. So that was most memorable, because it was personal. It was personal, you know, and I had a lot of the actors who had been on our set, and they were there too. So it was like another extension of personal, but it just meant a lot to us, because we were just so happy to get to where we were. And, you know, long story, right?
You know what, though? That sounds so much like Nichelle Nichols. I do have to admit, she is a very good person. Well, anyways, hey, congratulations on this project. I can't wait to check out the film myself. I mean, it looks hilarious, and I think you got a pretty big gold nugget on your lap here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope when you see it, you enjoy it. Have some special characters that you love.
I will. I'll let you guys know on what I think about it. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye now.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Listen to me, you obnoxious little twerp. Don't think I can't get to you. Spill your guts in the next 30 seconds, or I'm taking it out on Dorkwood here. Yeah, what you think about that?
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna whip me softly in the buttocks?
They're alive.
20 seconds.
Please, for the love of God. Ouch! Charlie, please! Charlie!